Could the world be on the brink of a new Cold War? Is Russia preparing for a potential conflict? These are the questions that have been echoing around the globe as the geopolitical tension between Russia and NATO continues to simmer. Let's take a moment to unpack this, starting with the recent inclusion of Finland as a NATO member. This move has extended the alliance's land border with Russia, stirring the waters of international relations. But why does this matter? Well, it's all about the delicate dance of power. And at the center of this dance floor lies the Kaliningrad region. Kaliningrad, a Russian exclave on the Baltic Sea, is a major military outpost. It hosts Russia's Baltic fleet and tactical nuclear weapons. More importantly, its strategic location makes it both a threat and a vulnerability for both Russia and NATO. Picture it as a chessboard, where Kaliningrad is the king that both sides are trying to protect, while also trying to corner. The addition of Finland to NATO, coupled with the potential addition of Sweden, would further isolate Kaliningrad. This could complicate Russian maritime transit and limit Russia's movements, reinforcing NATO's strategic advantage in the area. It's a game of geographical chess, where each move can tilt the balance of power. But this isn't just about physical geography. It's also about the geography of power. The isolation of Kaliningrad could shift the power dynamics in the region, affecting not just military strategies, but also political relations and economic ties. It's a ripple effect that could reverberate across the globe, affecting us all. The stakes are high, and both Russia and NATO are acutely aware of Kaliningrad's vulnerability. They are strategizing accordingly, each move calculated, every decision weighed against potential consequences. It's a delicate dance of power, where one misstep could trigger a cascade of events, potentially leading to a conflict. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover the events that suggest Russia's possible war preparations. The dance continues, but the tempo is quickening. Could a conflict be on the horizon? Only time will reveal the next moves in this geopolitical ballet. The isolation of Kaliningrad, Russia's unsinkable aircraft carrier, has intensified. This small but strategically vital exclave on the Baltic Sea is home to Russia's Baltic fleet and host to tactical nuclear weapons, making it both a potential threat and a vulnerability to those who surround it. The inclusion of Finland as the 31st member of NATO has already extended the alliance's land border with Russia, further hemming in Kaliningrad. Yet there's more. The potential addition of Sweden to NATO could compound this isolation, creating a new set of challenges for Russian maritime transit. Picture this: two of the world's most peaceful nations, historically neutral, now joining forces with a military alliance. The geopolitical implications are profound. But it's not just about land borders, it's about the sea too. With the Baltic Sea region under NATO's control, the alliance could effectively limit Russia's movements. This is no small matter. The Baltic Sea is a crucial waterway for Russia, providing access to the world's oceans. If NATO were to control these key waterways, it could significantly curtail Russia's naval capabilities, reinforcing the strategic advantage of the alliance. Now, put yourself in Russia's shoes. Surrounded on all sides by NATO members, with your access to crucial waterways potentially limited, your strategic outpost is increasingly isolated. This is the reality for Kaliningrad. But this isolation is not just a challenge, it's also an opportunity. For both Russia and NATO, Kaliningrad is a chess piece in a high-stakes game of geopolitical strategy. So what's next? How does Russia respond to this squeeze on its unsinkable aircraft carrier? It's clear that the strategic chessboard is shifting, but what moves is Russia making in response? In a world increasingly dependent on technology, warfare is not just about physical might. It's about invisible fronts, where battles are fought not with bullets, but with bits and bytes. Let's delve into one such incident that happened recently, which underscores the potential risks posed by electronic jamming to navigation systems. Imagine this: a UK military plane is flying back from a NATO exercise in Poland, and suddenly, the signals start to falter. The GPS signals and cell phone connectivity are disrupted for around half an hour. What's causing this? The prime suspect, Russia, more specifically, its Baltic enclave Kaliningrad. But why would Russia do this? The answer lies in the delicate dance of power that characterizes international relations. By jamming the signals of a military plane, Russia sends a clear message to NATO and the UK, displaying its capability to disrupt and potentially immobilize their operations. This incident, while it didn't compromise the safety of the aircraft, highlights the potential risks posed by electronic jamming to navigation systems. Russia's electronic warfare capability, particularly in Kaliningrad, is believed to be behind these disruptions. The region, which hosts Russia's Baltic fleet and tactical nuclear weapons, is a major military outpost. It's not just the physical might of the outpost that poses a threat, but also its capacity for electronic warfare. This invisible front, where signals are jammed and disruptions are caused, can be just as damaging and impactful as traditional warfare. In the modern world, conflict isn't just about who has the most troops or the biggest weapons, it's about who can control the invisible front, who can disrupt and destabilize their adversary without firing a single shot. This incident near Kaliningrad is a stark reminder of this new reality. As we can see, the front lines of conflict may not always be visible to the naked eye. The battlefield has evolved, and with it the strategies and tactics used in warfare. In this age of technology, the invisible front is as real and potent as any physical battlefield. Disruption can be a tool of power, and it seems Russia is wielding it with precision. This disruption isn't physical but rather invisible, playing out in the electronic spectrum. In one notable example, a UK Defense Secretary's plane experienced signal jamming near Kaliningrad. This wasn't a random occurrence but a calculated move. While the aircraft's safety wasn't compromised, the disruption, which lasted for about 30 minutes, affected GPS signals and cell phone connectivity. This incident raises several key questions. Was it merely a show of power, a demonstration of capability, or was there a deeper political implication behind the act? The Institute for the Study of War suggests that Russia may have targeted the RAF jet for informational and political purposes. This theory isn't far-fetched when we consider previous instances of GPS disruptions in the Baltic and Arctic regions. These disruptions are part of a broader pattern, a chess game played out across the skies and electronic waves. It's a game of power and control, with the aim to keep adversaries guessing and off balance. Russia's electronic warfare capability, particularly in Kaliningrad, is believed to be behind these disruptions. But why Kaliningrad? This Russian exclave is strategically important, hosting Russia's Baltic fleet and tactical nuclear weapons. It's a major military outpost, one that NATO members have been eyeing with caution. With Finland becoming the latest member of NATO, Kaliningrad is becoming increasingly isolated, which only adds to its vulnerability. The disruption of the UK plane, the isolation of Kaliningrad, the expansion of NATO, all these are not isolated incidents. They are pieces of a larger geopolitical puzzle. Each move, each disruption, each alliance formed or broken, brings with it a ripple effect, altering the balance of power. All these incidents paint a picture of a nation readying its defenses and possibly preparing for a conflict. Whether these are mere posturing or signs of an impending conflict, only time will tell. Until then, the invisible front of electronic warfare continues to be a battleground where nations test their strength, strategy, and resolve. So, what have we learned from this deep dive into the current geopolitical situation? We've explored the intricate power play between Russia and NATO, with the small but strategically significant region of Kaliningrad at the heart of it. The recent induction of Finland as NATO's 31st member and the potential addition of Sweden has further isolated this Russian exclave. This situation has turned Kaliningrad into both a military stronghold and a vulnerability. We've seen the importance of Kaliningrad's location on the Baltic Sea, hosting Russia's Baltic fleet and tactical nuclear weapons. Yet, this isolation and NATO's control over key waterways could limit Russia's movements and reinforce NATO's strategic advantage. The chessboard of international relations is complex indeed. We've also delved into the invisible front of electronic warfare. Russia's suspected jamming of a military plane carrying the UK's defense secretary near Kaliningrad is a stark reminder of the potential risks electronic jamming poses to navigation systems. This incident underscores Russia's significant electronic warfare capabilities, particularly in the Kaliningrad region, and the potential political implications of such disruptions. These developments reveal a delicate dance of power, with each move carrying far-reaching implications. They highlight the importance of strategic location, the potential ramifications of isolation, and the invisible yet powerful threat of electronic warfare. In the face of these complexities, one thing is clear. The geopolitical situation is fluid and evolving. It requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking from all parties involved. As the world watches with bated breath, only time will reveal the true extent of Russia's intentions and preparations.